16 pilot in Iraq. Astronauts who have bailed out of the space shuttle. Hurricane victims stranded on rooftops, or fishermen trapped aboard a sinking ship in the Atlantic. If the 920th Rescue Wing gets that call, these men and women, these citizen airmen will risk their lives and do what it takes to get them home to safety. Coming from this air show right is an HC-130. This is our search and rescue platform. And we're simulating a pararescue drop to the astronaut that's in the water. The streamers you just saw come out of the aircraft to simulate that drop. This could either be pararescue, it could be survival equipment, but basically NASA classifies it every time the shuttle lifts off of Kennedy Space Center. Exercises like this give us the opportunity to hone the art of locating and retrieving downed astronauts and delivering them to the local medical facility. Looking for a person floating in the world's second largest ocean is probably like searching for a basketball in the Sahara Desert. Yet, the 920th Rescue Wing's contract with NASA says they must locate all the astronauts within 3 hours and deliver them to the hospital within 6. Search and rescue teams utilize several items and tactics to produce such impressive numbers. First, they have a good idea where the astronauts will land and position themselves accordingly. On launch days, you'll find a 920 HC-130 turning slow circles over the Atlantic about 175 nautical miles from Kennedy Space Center. By using the launch path as a guide, search and rescue teams can potentially eliminate the time and route to the astronauts. Now, it looks like our HH-60G Payload helicopters have spotted the astronaut in the water and are going to drop vital pararescue down to him. To give you an idea of what's going on inside of the aircraft in the water right now, I'm going to turn it over to pararescue Kenny Sir. What exactly is going on right now?
Okay, the pararescue men have spotted a survivor, and they've just done a free fall swimmer into the ocean. And they're swimming over to our stimulated astronaut to give her a medical assessment.
It looks like they just jumped right out of the helicopter. Is that what they did?
They have to make sure they're at the right speed and the right altitude. You don't want to jump in and find out you're 20 to 30 feet up in the air.
And we have a nice, calm, glassy water out here today. But typically, this is done, I think I saw it in the perfect storm with 20-foot seas, unbelievable winds, unreal visibility. Well, what's it like once you're in the water?
When you're underneath the helicopter, it's like you're in a storm. So that's why they don't hover over you while you're doing the assessment. They go and stand off and wait for us to call them back in. A day like today is nice and sunny and calm, but we train in all kinds of conditions to be ready for whatever could come.
Now, the crews you're watching out here right now, we are a combat search and rescue. We train to rescue down pilots in a combat environment, but we take those same tactics and techniques and we rescue civilians if we're needed, and we also are here to rescue the astronauts if they do need us as well. So that's why you see these tactics. Typically, in a combat environment, you would hear machine guns going off, 50 caliber machine guns firing off out of these HH-60G helicopters. The second helicopter is there providing communication support. The pararescue men in the water are in contact with the helicopter, who is also in contact with the HC-130, relaying the astronauts or the survivors vital information back to the medical facilities. Now, they're flying out of the water. What's going on here?
Well, that's a horsepower horse. That could be, the survivor isn't too badly messed up medically from the ejection. They're bringing them up, and they just, like a fishing pole, they just drag them up, bring them in, and they get out of there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, this looks very familiar. I think we saw this on the news during Hurricane Katrina. We had these HH-60G helicopters over the Hurricane Roberts area of Hurricane Katrina for 21 days straight. The 920th Rescue was credited for pulling 1,053 survivors off the rooftops. And the rescue wing, giving us the back doors and the side doors of that HC-130 and the HH-60G helicopters are open, and they can hear you. So give the men and women of the 920th Rescue Wing a big round of applause. Now, I know it's not as fast as the F-18 demonstration, but this is a very difficult procedure. I'll tell you what, those fighter pilots and those astronauts are very glad that we're here, because they know that if they are to go down in a combat environment or even in an austere environment, then we will do whatever it takes to come rescue them and get them back to safety. From the men and women at the 920th
As he was flying. Look at all those instruments.
So I'd sit in the window inside, and from inside I got free range to go forward, back, up, down. They're pretty cheap.
Oh, I'm good.
Refueling cord.
Oh yeah.
Go hit the gas station. Keep on going.
Your F-16 fighting copter. Have been, however, brought out of the boneyard, brought back to flying condition as fully remote piloted aircraft. Now, Lieutenant Colonel Ron Stuff Miller is flying this airplane by himself, but it could be taken off and landed and flown without a pilot in it, because this, along with about 6 or 7 other F-4 Phantoms each year, are being sacrificed to surface-to-air or air-to-air missile targets. It was a bomber that was from the 396th Bomb Squadron, the 41st Bomb Group, the 7th Air Force, stationed in Okinawa in the summer of 1945. Powered by 2 Wright Cyclone fly-off Jet aircraft carriers. It was designed for medium altitude bombing with that 3,000...